All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into a company that just dropped some numbers so big they almost don't feel real. We're talking about Netweb Technologies. They didn't just grow, they more than doubled their revenue and their profit to kick off the year. So how on earth did they do it? Let's find out. Okay, let's start with the big, flashy number. A 102% jump in revenue compared to the same time last year. I mean, think about that. They literally doubled their sales in just 12 months. That's not just growth, my friends. That is an absolute explosion in demand.
And hey, this wasn't just about making more sales for the sake of it. Their profit? Yeah, that soared right alongside it, up a full 100%. And that tells you something really important. All this incredible growth isn't killing their profitability. That's a powerful and pretty rare combo.
So you gotta ask, right? How does a company even pull off numbers like this? Is it just a fluke? Well, as we're about to see, the answer is this perfect storm of smart strategy, incredible market timing, and a laser focus on one of the single biggest tech trends on the entire planet.
Okay, so to really get what's going on here, we have to start with the numbers themselves. Let's break down exactly what this record-breaking quarter looked like from the inside.
Now, what really jumped out at me here is that middle line, operating EBITDA. It shot up 127%. That's even faster than their revenue grew. And that is a massive sign of efficiency. It means that for every new dollar in sales they brought in, they got even better at turning it into actual profit.
Numbers like that, they don't just happen. They come from a super focused strategy. So let's pop the hood and look at the three big engines that are actually driving all of this growth.
And here they are. You've got three pillars, right? First is high-performance computing. We're talking building actual supercomputers. Then you've got private cloud and HCI. That's all about setting up secure data centers. And finally, the big one, AI systems, providing the heavy-duty hardware you need to run AI.
In this chart, it shows you exactly how that all plays out in the real world. So yeah, supercomputing and cloud, they're the bedrock, right? But just look at that purple slice. AI is already almost a third of their business. And guess what? It's the part that's growing like an absolute weed. So let's double-click on that AI slice of the pie. Because let's be honest, this is the real rocket fuel for the entire company right now. We're talking about artificial intelligence.
And the growth here is, well, staggering is almost an understatement. A 300% explosion in revenue from this time last year. And this isn't just buzz or hype. This is cold, hard cash from companies and governments that are in a mad dash to get the gear they need to build their own AI.
So where did a lot of this demand come from? Well, a huge chunk of it this quarter was from one massive project for India's defense sector. And this is a really big deal. It shows their tech isn't just for running some business app, it's becoming a critical piece of national strategy.
And all of this feeds right into the company's huge vision for itself. You have to hear what their chairman, Sanjay Latha, said. He's not just trying to build a business. His stated goal is to help turn India into the AI factory of the world. Talk about ambition, right?
Okay, but let's be real. Whenever you see numbers this insane, you have to ask, is this for real? Is it sustainable? Or is this just a one-hit wonder? Well, luckily for us, the Q&A session with analysts on their earnings call gives us some really good clues.
So yeah, the first question on every single analyst's mind was, the obvious one. Was this just a fluke? Was this one single giant project that you got lucky on? Or is this something you can actually do again?
And management's answer was pretty straightforward. Look, they said, we're not in the subscription business. We build and deliver huge one-and-done projects. So what does that mean? It means their future growth depends entirely on winning the next big project and the one after that from their pipeline.
Okay, so if it's all about landing these big projects, the next logical question is, who's actually buying all this stuff?
And the answer, well, it's pretty clear. A lot of it is the government. Government contracts made up a whopping 60% of the revenue this quarter. The other 40% came from the private sector. So you could see that landing these big public sector projects is absolutely central to how they operate.
Which naturally leads to the last big question, about profit. I mean, they hit an operating margin of almost 15%. That is really, really good. So of course, the analysts had to ask, hey, is this the new normal? And this is where management was pretty smart. They kind of reined in the hype. They basically said, yeah, this quarter was awesome. We had a fantastic mix of projects. But for the long run, they told everyone to think more in the range of a still very, very healthy 14% margin.
All right, so record quarter in the bag, expectations are set. What's next for Netweb? Where does the growth come from now? Let's take a look at what's on the horizon.
Well, it looks like there are three massive things on the horizon that could keep this engine running.
First up, the next phase of India's national supercomputing mission. Then there's the huge government initiative called the India AI Mission. And on top of all that, they've got their own sales pipeline, which is already bursting with potential deals.
And get this is the real kicker. That huge India AI mission we just talked about, the one that could be their biggest boost yet, none of that potential money is even baked into their official forecasts. So any piece of that pie they manage to get is pure bonus. It's all upside that nobody's even counting on yet.
So all of this leaves us with one last thought, right? You've got a booming market, a company that's a leader in its space, and these huge national projects that are really just getting warmed up. So you have to wonder, was this incredible, record-breaking quarter just the beginning? Was this just the warm-up act for something even bigger?